iRobot has a new floor cleaner designed to do it all. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin, and with us from iRobot is product manager Ryan Stocking. Hi, Ryan.
Oh, Fred, thanks for taking the time. I'm excited to talk to your users today.
Well, shipping began this week for the Combo J7 Plus. You've been making robotic vacuums for 20 years now, and you've had robotic mops on the market too, but this is designed to do both. Give us the overview.
Yeah, we're really excited about the Roomba Combo J7 Plus. We really do think it's the first two-in-one of its kind. It's the only one that lifts its mop pad completely up and out of the way, really allowing it to provide no wet messes on any sort of carpeted surface. So it really is the best and brightest from everything we've done over the past 20 years. So really includes a lot of really great functionality, also compatible with a number of different cleaning solutions. Bona for all of our US customers, I know that's a favorite, but also a number of others as well. So something we're very excited about and really does elevate the combination mopping and vacuuming experience.
Now, as you know, obviously there have been some competitors on the market with robotic cleaners that say they do vacuuming and mopping. What advantages do you feel you have here? And you really tried to tackle some of the big engineering issues and problems.
Yes, yeah, we certainly took on some of the biggest challenges head on. And really, that's why we say it's the first two-in-one of its kind. With a lot of the other products that are out there in the market, there's kind of two big categories of concern. The first is a lot of kind of manual switching. So there are some devices out there that do provide that combo experience, but you need to take off bins, add pads, remove plates in order to kind of switch it between a vacuum mode and a combo cleaning mode. And it works. Those have some great functionality, but it's really a lot more manual than most users want to be in terms of getting that automatic clean of their space. Then you have kind of the second tier of systems, and these sound great at first because they advertise pad lifting, and that's actually what we're advertising as well. But then you dive into the architecture of how they deliver that, and they actually only lift a few millimeters, and that's not really a great solution because most carpets are a lot thicker than a few millimeters. And so really what you've done is you've lifted it up and now you're going to drag that dry debris, that wet mop pad all over the carpet. And even if you are using something like a low pile carpet, something you might find in a more industrial space, if the robot ever does bump into something, which these systems do all the time, it kind of puts its back end down and it'll put that wet mop right onto the carpet and you'll get spotting throughout. And neither of those were really kind of acceptable solutions for our customers. We really wanted to deliver that experience where users could set and forget the system. It's going to run, it's going to clean the entire space for you. And so with the Roomba Combo J7 Plus, we've done just that. I mean, that's where those automatic arms really come into handy because you're taking that mop pad completely up and out of the way. It actually sits in a recess on the very top of the robot when it detects carpet. And so you can drive over carpet and you're never going to get it wet whatsoever. And that's really the first of its kind. And it was a pretty significant engineering challenge. So we took our time and wanted to do it right.
Well, step us through the setup here. What consumers need to know when they're using the Combo J7 Plus in a home that has both carpeting and non-carpeted flooring.
Yeah, so one of the things I'll say is you don't need to know a whole lot. Especially for those users who are familiar with our system, nothing really is changed in terms of the operating systems or how you interact with our robots, other than giving some more customizations that, again, is part of the iRobot OS 5.0 update that we've launched. So there's a little bit more control and customization, especially for this new product that does both vacuuming and mopping together. But in general, again, you still have that same user interface. Users can kind of set missions either from our app, where they can add all sorts of customizations to the way that the mission runs, or with a simple button press on the robot, like many of our older systems. So in terms of starting missions, nothing really has changed from us. Again, same easy user experience. In terms of what the robot does while it's running, obviously a lot's changed there because we've got two systems running together. But again, completely hands-free. Once it starts and goes out into its mission, if you've selected it to kind of clean your entire space, it's first going to go through a vacuum stage. It's going to vacuum all of the carpeted surfaces in a specific room. Once it's done that, it'll transition to any hard floor spaces in the room. It's going to combo clean that, so simultaneously vacuum and mop all of those hard floored spaces. And if for some reason you had an area rug that's kind of segmenting your room and there's kind of two areas that are hard floor that the robot would have to kind of traverse over the carpet to get to, it just detects that, lifts the mop pad all the way back up to the top of the robot, traverses over, and then it'll combo clean that secondary kind of hard floored space. Once it's done that, it'll just go to the next room and it'll do that same process over and over again until it's finished its mission.
And what's new in the OS 5? And is that available for other Roombas as well?
Yes. So iRobot OS 5.0, like all of our updates, provides some features that hit across the entire portfolio. Some of the features are specific to different model numbers. So, for example, object detection, recognition, and avoidance, that's something that comes with our front-facing camera robot. So namely the J series from us. So the new robot fits within that, as well as the old Roomba J7 Plus, which we launched last year. So both of those coming with those object detection elements. For that side of things, in terms of the new update, we added a whole lot of different objects that can be recognized, a lot focused around pet-friendly families. So you're looking at it being able to avoid dog toys, dog bowls, litter boxes, all sorts of objects you wouldn't necessarily want the Roomba to bump and push under a couch or knock into the bowl and spill some water. That's now the Roomba Combo J7 Plus, as well as the J7 Plus, just regular version, can avoid those objects. You don't have to worry about any sort of mess generated by the robot itself. And then in addition to that, we also have added a number of clean by object zones. And so those are automatic detection types where the robot's going along, it through its camera and its ML vision kind of processing, identifies that there's a pet bowl here. And it'll flag to a user automatically, would you like me to set up a zone around this pet bowl? And then in the future, if you've chosen to set up that zone, you can direct the robot to clean just by the pet bowl. So you finish feeding the dog for the night, there's a little bit of kibble or water, you can send the robot to just clean around that pet dish rather than cleaning the entire space.
Terrific. Or I suppose, depending on the circumstances, around a child's high chair or something along those lines too.
Yes, exactly. So all of, again, those same images that we've had in the past. So headphone cords, general line cords, shoes. There's all sorts of other objects that we've previously had. So certainly always recognizing more this one around the pet-friendly side of things, as well as backpacks for those users with kids, and a number of other different objects as well. So something we're certainly excited about. And then to your point, because you're asking about kind of up and down the portfolio, one of the things that's compatible across the entire portfolio are skip zones. And so this was really motivated by the fact that so many users are more in their homes than they used to be, especially with COVID kind of having occurred, and even the new normal being working from home. As you can see, I'm in my home, and one of the things we've identified is that users will sometimes be taking a meeting or watching TV in a space, and the robot will come in to clean. And now you can actually tell that robot to skip that room. It's going to remember that, it's going to go about the rest of its cleaning mission, and then come back at the end, and you can really kind of customize it to how you're operating in your space. So really just adapting to how users' lives have changed.
Terrific. Well, tell us about pricing, and you're available now, right?
Yes. Yep. We are available now. So easy to find on iRobot.com, and in the future have it in a number of different kind of select retailers, all of the ones we've traditionally worked with. So feel free to look there as well. In terms of pricing, we're looking at $10.99. That does come with the auto empty dirt disposal system, which allows kind of evacuating of any of the dry debris picked up by the vacuum. Again, good for around 60 days. So that is that kind of full price bundle there.
And the liquid is disposed of manually? That's not an automatic thing with this?
Yep. So at this point, it's still disposed manually. Obviously, we're constantly innovating and integrating, so can't promise what's coming down in our roadmap, but we can say that we're always looking for the next best solution and trying to deliver that autonomy and that use case for our users. So at this point, still a manual interaction with that system, but another great thing to comment there is actually similar to other Roombas that we've had in the past. There's a single kind of combination bin, and that holds two different reservoirs in it. The first being for that dry debris that the vacuum's picking up, and then that second one being for the water or cleaning solution that we dispense onto the floor for our mopping experience. Again, two separate components. Those are never interacting with each other, so there's no worry about any sort of kind of wet sludge or a wet compartment that a user would have to clean out. Certainly not something that we want users to have to deal with.
Terrific. And the website, iRobot.com, right?
That is correct.
Terrific. Ryan Stocking, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thanks for having me, Fred.